Hello there, and welcome to the Counselor's Kitchen, where the food is therapy and the kitchen table is safety. We want to have a conversation today, so we've got just the spot for you right here at the kitchen table, where we talk about life and everything it has to offer. So pull up a seat and join the conversation right here at the Counselor's Kitchen table. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Whatever time it is that you're listening, we're back with another episode of the Counselor's Kitchen Table podcast. And I appreciate you all so much for being here. I'm here with a really special guest and an actual endeared friend, a friend of mine. Go ahead and tell them who you are.
Hey y'all, this is Ursala Chambers. I'm the owner of Heavy on the Content. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also the owner of Feline Blue Cleaning Services.
Awesome. And what do those things entail? I know you said owner, but give us a little bit more detail about that.
So, with Heavy on the Content, I teach small business owners how to make videos and make their page kind of stand out,
Mm-hmm.
increase their sales, help them go viral, really just help them increase their overall social presence. With
Awesome.
Feline Blue, it is a cleaning service that me and my best friend actually started.
Mm-hmm.
We focus on just trying to make people have a happier home. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So we just try to promote that all throughout our business.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you sort of a jack of all trades, as they say, huh? You got
Pretty much, pretty
a
much.
double-edged sword going on, and that's awesome. So I'm glad to hear that. And so y'all know what's up. If you need cleaning services or if you need some content creativity input, go ahead and hit up Urs at Heavy on the Content, and we'll talk a little bit more about our social platforms later at the end of the show. But today's episode is entitled "Persistence Pays Off," and I believe that this is a very, very honest depiction of who you are, Earth. So let's talk about our word of the day, which is persistence. The definition says the quality that allows someone to continue doing something or trying to do something even though it is difficult or opposed by other people. So how does that word or what does that stick out? What anything that sticks out to you as it pertains to your story and in general in that definition, what in that word sticks out to you?
Definitely the continue doing something or trying to do something, even though it is difficult.
Hmm.
That part just really resonates with me the most.
And why is that? As far as, I mean, we want to dive deeper into your story, but give us a little taste of why that definition or that part of the definition um, is a benefactor to your story.
Well, as you know, I have a lot of kids. So, me trying to run multiple businesses
Mm-hmm.
while taking care of my kids, teaching them their schoolwork.
Yeah.
I have a 1 year old, and that in itself is difficult.
Mhm.
So, just trying to make time for my family, to do the things that I need to do here at home and still have successful businesses and still, pour into my kids, that is a difficult task. It's so rewarding when I see the things pay off, but that definitely that definitely sits with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that I don't have any children, so it's difficult enough just trying to pull all the things I pull together. However, I can only imagine with kids and having a family, how that dynamic is. And with that being said, you're absolutely right. The good thing about it is it says even though it is difficult or opposed by other people, and that's something that even falls into persistence for me because I have a very persistent attitude in life. And one thing about me is that if you really, really know me, I mean, like really, really know me
Yeah.
own, I could care less what anybody has to say about
Oh,
anything.
I'm already
Really,
knowing. I'm
I
already knowing.
really
We go
just
way back.
yeah, I really don't care what you got to say, what you think, how you think this is supposed to go. Not that you can't take criticism or can't take constructive things and things like that, but
Right.
simply that people with an opinion that's offering no value in their opinion. Yeah,
Right.
that don't faze me. So persistence is really a part of my nature, especially as it pertains to pushing past odds, especially when people oppose what you do or try
Exactly.
to restrict or withhold you from doing what you should be doing to your fullest. So 100% agreed, and I love it. Anything else that sticks out to you as far as that definition is concerned, or that word, what that word means to you?
For me, that was really the thing that set with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to continue to do it, like regardless of how difficult it is, in order to actually succeed and in order for you to really just kind of feel everything and live in that moment, you have to keep doing it, even though it's hard, even though, sometimes I just want to give up. I don't want to keep doing it. It's
Yeah,
easy to just kind of chill and relax and let everything just kind of coast by. But to see it all unfold, to see all that hard work you put into something,
absolutely.
when I tell you that feeling is unmatched, it is unmatched.
And I know the title of the episode is "Persistence Pays Off," but as cliche as it sounds, it is real.
Yeah.
There is a huge payoff for when you truly endure and persist all the way to the end of something, especially something that you're called to do, something that you have complete creativity in, and you've invested a lot of time and
Yes.
there is a payoff, and it only happens when you get to that level of persistence that you're going to endure to the end. So,
Yes, but I'm telling you, persistence will literally weed out the people who
mhm,
can't keep up. When I tell you that,
exactly,
it's not for the weak.
100%. So, with that in mind, we've talked about our word of the day. It was a wonderful word, one definition. I know normally our words typically have like three, four, five definitions, but we're keeping it simple and sweet. The thing about it is like you said, it weeds out those who don't have it. It will weed you out. So persistence is one of those things that it is what it is, and it ain't
Right.
what it ain't. Okay. So we're
Right.
gonna transition into our food for thought moment, where we'll dive deeper into our guest's story and learn a little bit more about what makes them unique and what makes them them. So, Urs, let's talk a little bit about how you got started in content creating and how you got started in being a businesswoman.
So, just already, just as a young girl, I was always super ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
I was the type that if I saw something, I was like, or if something intrigued me, I was like, yeah, I got to do that. Like, I want to do that. That has always been my mentality. I don't want to have to choose. I want all of it. So that was just kind of the thing that really drove me. I never liked working for people. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying there's anything wrong with it, but oftentimes I would just find so much fault in management, so many holes,
Yes.
where those things need to be filled. They often lack compassion. They often lack, understanding, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't get with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, I didn't think at all that I would be doing what I'm doing right now,
Mm.
but I just knew that I wanted like a safe space. I wanted to work and then also just feel confident and safe and like I could just do it all and there would be no issues. There would be no backlash.
Yes.
As I was growing up, my mom had a wedding company where she decorated and got weddings all together. So she was extremely creative in that way. And
Okay.
she would always tell me, like, before they would come in, just take a look at this, or what do you think about this, or XYZ, like, how are we gonna do this? And I would be that final look and that
Mm.
first impression, that initial, when you walk in, that wow moment, right?
Yes.
And it kind of stuck with me. I was like, man, imagine if every single moment of your life could be like that,
Mm-hmm.
where you just look around and it's like, wow.
Yes.
And I didn't know what at the time what I wanted to do with that, but I just know I was always searching for that moment, for that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2014, when I was a stay-at-home mom before that, but 2014 I started selling makeup for this company, And I was trying to sell online, because I didn't have to go walk around door to door or anything like that. I was getting 0 sales, and I did not know why at the time. But I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's not one picture of me anywhere on social media. You can't find anything about me anywhere. I was like, why would these people buy from me?
Right.
I could be a scam artist for all they know. So I made a video of like just explaining myself, introducing myself, explaining the product, what it is that I was doing, what I wanted to do. And when I tell you, I literally made thousands of dollars off that video because people started purchasing the product that I was selling. When they did that, I was like, okay, now hold on. Let me find out. Let me find out I can record a couple videos. And this is, like this is actually about to be something.
Lucrative, yeah.
Right. So then I started helping family. I started helping friends record content for their businesses. And it was paying off. Like it was paying off. And then at that point, I was like, I really, really like doing this. And then, life kind of got in the way in between. And then I was still helping people. I was still doing it, but not on the scale that I am now. Nowhere near the scale that I'm doing it now. And so to have the opportunity to really just do something that I love, to just be fully invested in it, and to watch the people that I work with come back and message me like, oh my God, I didn't imagine this. That's probably the most rewarding part. It's that feeling like I'm really amazing. Because it's when you have a business, sometimes you doubt yourself. And you just really think like, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Absolutely. But then after putting in that hard work, after those days of crying because you're tired, you don't want to do it anymore. And then to finally just have that moment where everything just kind of fits, it's everything.
Absolutely. I completely agree. 100%. You all know that I am a businessman. I do catering and things of that nature. Food, meal prep, private chefing, events, things like that. And there are some months where it just ain't coming in.
Right.
Income is not coming in. But there are other months where it's like you make more than what you could ever even imagine. And as far as growing your business and owning your business, you got to take the good with the bad and the ugly and everything in between. So I completely understand.
Right. It's like some months make you think like, nah, I ain't got to work no more. And then other
Right.
months, it'll humble you real quick.
Very quickly.
Like, ooh, you thought.
Yeah. So part of the definition we talked about a little bit was despite the opposition of others. So what are some of those experiences of opposition that you may have received from other people, and how did it affect your persistence?
Man. So oppositions that I had from others, it wasn't necessarily for the content, but it definitely was a lot of, oppositions in my life. And it definitely plays a part into why I think the way I do.
Right.
When it comes to content, why I pay attention to certain things. Like my upbringing was interesting. It was not, some parts were absolutely amazing and others just were terrible. So I was always on edge, like I was always in this mode of I gotta get it done. Like I have to do it by myself.
Right.
If I don't do it, it's just not gonna get done. And so I kind of carried, that with me, not being able to, get my schoolwork done because I don't have the necessary tools. Missing school sometimes because I can't get a ride to school. It's just all of that. It starts to mold you, and you either fall into it or you move away from it.
Right.
And I've had my moments of both, where I've completely given myself to, all of that despair, all of that pain. And then I've had my moments where I was completely able to detach from it. I've had my struggles with my family,
Mm-hmm.
those relationships, my immediate family, going back and forth, where it's years where I go without talking to someone very close to me.
Yes.
And it just puts you kind of in this space where you don't want to do anything,
Mm-hmm.
because when you have those moments where everything's just going right for you, who do you want to share it with? You
Uh-huh.
want to share it with those people that you feel like should be the closest to you.
Mm-hmm.
And to not be able to talk about those moments, to even go to them in the moments where everything is just kind of falling apart,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely played a part in how I see things, because my life was just a bit dramatic. Just it still is. Um, so when I look at things for, business owners, I just kind of see it as, let's make it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's make it hit. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to feel this.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And it's good to be able to take some of our struggles and some of our opposition, as we stated, and be able to shift that and turn that into something that works for us and not
Yeah.
us. And so I think that that's a great perspective, and that's a great uh, nugget to take away, as far as for those who are listening, business owners, people who are trying to grow a business or develop a business. They there's such a thing as on the job training, right? When you
Mhm.
go to a business, and you just trust that as you're on that job, there is either somebody or some sort of entity or system in place that will help you, that will train you, that will grow you in that job, right? But when you own your own business and you're growing and developing it, there is no person you can look to or hold accountable for the training other than yourself. And it's good to take some of your life experiences and turn them into training moments, lessons, however you need to do them, to grow and expand not just the nature of who you are, but the nature of the way you do business. And I think
Exactly.
that's what you've done, and that's an awesome perspective to have on it. Um, our next question says, what other struggles and adversities did you face while trying to persist in your passion?
Honestly, man, just just being like completely broke. Like, I'm talking about $0 broke. Not even zero. Zero would have been a luxury. I'm talking about like negative. like, like if I blow on my debit card hard enough, it would probably have snapped in half.
Mm,
Um, yeah, it was tough a couple years ago, like, pre-pandemic, and even a little bit, when the pandemic first started. It was just really, really tough. Um, we just had a lot of issues with our jobs, and trying to start up, like really just start up some businesses and get the names out there while
mhm,
you were like dead broke. And it's not even the money aspect of
mhm.
doing the businesses and starting the businesses that had nothing to do with it. It's the mental place that it puts you
Yeah.
when you have to worry about, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to take care of that?
Mm,
You consistently thinking like, what's your next move? What's your next plan? It just
yeah,
puts you in a mental space where it completely drains you. It
mm,
drains you of your creativity. It drains you of your ability to be able to produce how you want to.
yes.
You feel like, you kind of stuck, and it's okay. That's the thing. It's okay to feel like that and to completely get yourself together,
Mhm,
because I'm a firm believer of, you have to put it all on the line for your businesses.
yes.
And if I'm giving 98% of myself to the struggle, how am I going to give, an adequate amount of myself to my business?
Mhm. Very true. So, what are some of those struggles that you face in terms of? I know you talk about being broke. What did that look like for you, and how did that kind of play out in your starting and your molding into that passion?
So for me, like, and and Davion, he didn't know this at the time, but he's a cook. And
Huh?
and y'all, we were so broke that I literally went to, his house. He's always cooking. And he was like, "Yeah, I made some extra food and da 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 da. It's just me. I need to give it away." And I'm like, "Absolutely." Like, absolutely. Like,
Right.
that's the next 3 to 4 days. I don't even have to worry about, what I'm gonna do. Like,
Right.
I was relieved when he sent that message. I think it was a group chat. Like,
Hmm.
because it was quite a few people at his house. But when I tell you I got over there and loaded up, I was like, yeah, give me all of that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it was tough. Like, when I say, we lost our car,
Mm.
we we lost our apartment. Like, we lost everything.
Yes.
But honestly, I am so grateful that we lost everything,
Mm.
because I pray a lot.
Yeah.
And what I pray for the Lord to put me mentally in a position where I can handle the next phase of my life.
All right.
And I don't think that the opportunities that I have right now,
Mm-hmm.
if I would have got them at that time, I don't think I would have been ready. I think I needed to experience all of that. I always ask him to remove the people who are not coming with me to this next phase.
All right now. That's a hard ask,
And
but
it's like,
necessary.
it's crazy, because it's like those prayers,
Mm.
man, when I tell you they will take you through some stuff,
Yes, indeed.
they will take you through some stuff, but they will absolutely do it.
Yes, I completely agree. Been there, done that, lost everything. Y'all know from the very first episode, I tell my story, and there's going to be a part two to it at some point in time because there's so much to the story. But
Yeah.
that was a tremendous season of loss, I call it, for me. And reflecting back on it, I can say that with confidence, not with the perspective that everybody else thinks, oh, you shouldn't focus on the loss, shouldn't focus on. No, no, no. Those losses were necessary because
Yes.
said if I had half the opportunities and options that I have now, I would have squandered it,
Yes.
because I was not in the right headspace.
It
And
gives you a different level of appreciation.
that's it. Too many people in my face keeping me from focusing
Yep.
on what
I
he.
When I tell you, I thank God every day for taking me through that, for putting me through that. And as hard as it was, as much as I cried, as much as I was just so ready to just be done with all of that, I thank God every day for
Yeah,
putting me through that.
absolutely. That's beautiful. Now, as far as that food is concerned, you always welcome over. There's always food over here. It's crazy. Currently out, and it's been out for a couple of weeks now, and it sucks because it's like pulling teeth trying to get these folks to do anything. But hopefully, I'll have something ready for me by Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever.
Right.
Have a holiday in my new home because I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm just thankful. I want to have the right people and good friends and good energy in my home when I have that opportunity, and I want to make sure to celebrate those who've been there. So definitely, I appreciate it. No, I didn't know that, but like I say, I'm always ready to be a blessing where I can because it's just who I am. I'm a foodie. I love to cook, and oftentimes it's just me. So I gotta
Right.
get
And
rid of.
you be cooking for a whole army.
I'm telling you, it's a struggle. I'm working on it. God work, but I appreciate that and thank you. You're dropping some excellent nuggets, especially for those who have a desire to start a business. So, with that in mind, what was the turning point in your journey?
For when, like, my life just kind of started coming together, or like
Yeah, if that's where the perspective is, yeah. What was that turning point? It
um
started to change.
it honestly started to change when I let go. I stopped expecting people You know, because me, I go so hard. You know, like if
Mhm.
I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Like I go so hard. If I make a promise, I try my best to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to let go of that expectation of other people doing the same.
Absolutely.
Not saying that I let go of them,
Mm.
but I dropped that expectation.
Yes.
And I think at that point, it allowed me to 100% give myself to my businesses, to my family, and to just kind of push through those moments to make those things work for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I completely understand that. And it's sad, but it's true. You cannot expect you from other people, and that's just what it is,
Yeah.
especially when you're empaths. And
Oof. Yep.
just give it all. And so I get it. But definitely that can make a difference in your life. And just like you said, not letting go of the person, but just letting go of an expectation that they're
Right.
going to commit or do this or do that the way that it should be done or the way you believe it should be done. Yeah,
Yep.
letting go will allow a lot of things to come your way. And I completely agree. So, when did persistence begin to pay off for you?
Whew, man. And it's weird because it wasn't a consistent thing. Persistence just kind of paid off when I was persistent, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Even when I was having my struggles, if I had my mind focused on something, it was working for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I was putting it into it, I was still, in this world of a tornado, just going through it. But if I still had something I was focusing on, it would work for me. So
Yeah,
it wasn't just oh, I got my life together and then my persistence started to pay off. No. It
right.
was, all throughout, all before and all after.
Mm-hmm. So it's a continual payoff, right?
Right. It
Okay,
just, it's not something you can be like, oh, all I got to do is do this and I just got to get, you
right.
know, somebody
That's
to invest in me and all this hard work is going to pay off. No, you got to celebrate those little wins.
mm-hmm.
So, if you're consistently putting and pouring into your business, a little win could be you finally, getting your first client.
Mm.
A little win could be you profiting $5. It's not
Yeah,
huge, but it's a win, it's progress.
yeah, absolutely. And I love that. Like I say, so oftentimes, especially in this climate, we looking for a 12-step programs, 5
Yes.
program, do this, 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 and it's guaranteed. And them get rich quick schemes. All right, guys. So we've come to that great portion of the show where we discuss a quote at hand, and this is a quote that I read and it changed my life. It says, "Rivers cut through rocks not by power, but because of persistence." What is your thought on that quote?
That's a powerful quote.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's oh Jesus.
Well,
That was a little deep now.
rivers cut through rocks not by power, but because of
I
persistence.
wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That just speaks to the fact that you don't have to be the strongest. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be the bravest. You don't have to be the most attractive, the funniest. You don't have to be, that person for you to stand out and for you to make a splash
Mm-hmm.
at all. If you keep going and you keep honing your craft, eventually you're going to come out on top.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that when you talk about the sort of biology, I guess you can say, even just the power of water, running water, right?
Mhm.
Uh, for for the thing about it is for the rock to get cut, it takes quite a bit of time, and
Yeah.
the thing about it is the rock can only be cut if the water keeps moving.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
the rock can only be cut, no matter how long it takes, no matter how much time, effort, energy, whatever. The rock can only be cut by the water simply because it keeps on moving, not because it's a strong element, not because it's a powerful element, just simply because the rivers keep flowing. That's the reason why the rock can be cut. And
Absolutely.
like a situation like the Grand Canyon, which is now dried up, right? But the
Yep.
effects of the river that came through the Grand Canyon all those millions of years ago, right? The effect
Hmm.
still there today. Still there today. You can see the layers where the water hit each part of the rock, layer by layer by layer by
Yep.
sedimentary, the all I don't know all the names. It's been minutes since I've been in school, so don't.
Right.
But the point of the matter is that there's different layers to rocks, right? And all of those layers came about because the water that was moving against the rock that created,
Exactly.
and all of that took place over time, and all of that took place because the water never stopped moving. And once the water stopped moving and the cut was made, those things have settled, and that's it. They ain't going nowhere. Ranking
Right.
nowhere.
Yeah, I like that little quote. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that one.
Go ahead and keep it and get it on your mind. They
I
say
sure am.
literally, literally. That's what makes the persistence truly pay off. Is if it keeps in motion. If it's as long as that nature just keeps moving. Is why do you believe that the process of persistence preserved your passion?
Man, I really believe it preserved my passion just because if we go back to what the definition is, trying to do something even though it is okay, you could definitely hear her now.
It's okay. She all right.
Ah, are you sure?
That's the process of persistence. She is a-okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm definitely gonna talk about that.
Hmm.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue your thought.
All right. Um. So yeah, if we go back to, oh my god,
Okay. Use it as a moment, as a teacher.
I am. It's just so funny. If we go, okay, all right. If we go back to the trying to do something even though it is difficult,
Mm-hmm.
shoot. I mean, even right now, my 1-year-old is not for me having any moments to just get some work done. She has to be all in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it throws me off when I'm trying to focus on a specific, thought because I have to watch her, I have to listen to her, I have to tend to her needs.
Yeah.
But even still, as you see, I'm still recording, still talking. We're still on this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just getting it done.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing of it. That's the whole beauty of it. Actually sitting here and actually doing what you have to do, even though you have 50 million other things just coming at you,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be little baby voices or
Yeah.
some real life stuff.
Yeah. That's all right. And I completely agree. You got to do what you got to do to get it done. And I believe that is the essence of persistence. No matter what, you just keep on moving. That river cut rock, you just keep going. So that's beautiful. We've had a wonderful time exploring our food for thought. And thank you so much for your story, for the nugget. Appreciate it all. The last portion I was
Hold
going
on,
to say
hold
is
on, hold
last
on.
portion is our takeaway. And so
Hold
that's
on,
just giving.
Davion, Davion,
Huh?
hold on, cause she literally is going a mile a minute. Okay. What you mean no? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we've come to our portion of the show, which is the takeaway. And that is where you give our viewers advice or a challenge apply for the next 7 days?
The one thing, I'm actually going to do both. I'll give you advice and a challenge. I think my biggest piece of advice would be, regardless of people telling you that you aren't amazing,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of people telling you that your dream is unrealistic, that it can't be reached, it can't be touched, whether it's your age or anything like that, and they try to put you in a box, don't let them.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a lane for you, and if there isn't, make one.
All right now.
So what I would challenge you guys to do is this week, write down 5 goals that you want to hit in the next 6 months and actually put that work towards it.
That's
If
good.
you feel sad, that's okay. Take a moment, get yourself together, gather your emotions, but don't put your goals on the back burner.
Yes. All right. Beautifully said. And my takeaway is quite simple, but very effective thought process. And I don't publicize a lot of things. I'm actually operating deeply in persistence right now. Actually, that's what hospital in general to do this podcast and with my dear friend because simply a persistence. If I don't do it, who else will? If I don't,
Right. So it's
who else
you,
will?
me, and the 1-year-old on this podcast.
And they gonna catch every word of it. The
Right, because she
with it,
has something
right?
to say. You
Okay.
got some persistence.
Yes, she got to take away too. My challenge is, and again, what I'm not saying is don't take care of yourself and make sure you're straight before persisting, right? You got to make sure that you have what it takes to persist and you're able to be in good health and that sort of thing. But what I
Exactly.
is just like that river cutting through the rock because the rock is not easy. It's hard to cut a rock with a rock. You think it's easy to cut a rock with water? It's not.
Right.
But like the river, you still have to keep on going. You still have to keep pushing. And eventually, and that's the difference between the rock cutting the rock and the river cutting the rock. With precision.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That patience and persistence can only produce. So I encourage everyone, I challenge everyone to find something either that you've stopped or that you pause on or that you've kind of thrown to the wayside and keep it going. Find a way to keep it going.
Yes.
Persistence pay off. So this has been an amazing episode. I'm very excited about it.
I've enjoyed myself. This has definitely been one to remember.
Absolutely. Last thing to do is go ahead and give them all your contact info, your social platforms, any way they can get connected with you. Give them that information and opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are a small business owner and you need help making content that will sit with your audience and build your community and build your followers and help to grow your brand, you can definitely find me on Instagram at Heavy on the Content. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's a promoter right there.
Huh?
I said that's your promoter right there.
Right. And you can find me on TikTok at Heavy on the Content. So Instagram, Heavy on the Content spelled out normally, and TikTok, Heavy on the Content spelled out normally.
All right. And what about email and the other contact info as well?
Yeah, so I have my email is heavyonthecontent@gmail.com. I try to make sure I keep it all across the board so it's easy to find me.
Absolutely. And tell them how to get into cleaning service.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
I said, tell them how they can get in touch with you if they need cleaning services.
Yes, so if you need any cleaning services in the Houston area or surrounding areas for that matter, you can follow me on Instagram at feline_blue_services.
Mhm.
You can also email us at felineblueservices@gmail.com. And you
Mhm.
can call us at 832-356-8314. Again, we service all homes in the Houston and surrounding areas.
Awesome. And do you do commercial as well, like offices and things of that nature? Do you do commercial as well?
So right now we are not doing commercial, only residential and
Got
Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
That's our main focus right now. And eventually we're going to expand to commercial, but we're just kind of focusing on the homes.
All right. Sounds great. So y'all heard it already. Y'all heard it here first on the kitchen table, the Counselor's Kitchen Table podcast. We have enjoyed you today, Urs. Thank you so much. And as I tell you, always go and be and do it. So y'all have a blessed and beautiful day, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Yes, I have fun.
Bye bye.
Bye.